The constant, rhythmic hum of the airplane engines was a familiar lullaby to Maya. After 5 years as a flight attendant, the routine was second nature. The safety demonstrations, the polite smiles, the occasional jolt of turbulence. But tonight's red-eye flight from Bangkok to Paris felt different. It wasn't just the full moon casting a silvery glow on the wing. It was the new face beside her in the galley, Elina. Elina was the newest member of the crew, a soft-spoken stewardess with warm, caramel skin and eyes that held a quiet storm. She had only joined the airline a month ago, but her gentle charm had already won over everyone on board. Maya, ever the professional, found herself undeniably drawn to Elina. A subtle magnetism seemed to pull her closer every time they passed in the narrow aisle, a quiet force she couldn't quite explain. As the plane reached cruising altitude, the cabin lights dimmed, and a peaceful silence settled over the rows of sleeping passengers. Maya was standing near the service station, taking a moment with a cup of hot coffee, when Elina's soft voice broke the quiet. "You always take the night shift?" Maya offered a small smile. "It's peaceful. Gives me time to think." Elina leaned against the counter, her presence comforting in the dimly lit space. "Think about what?" Maya hesitated for a moment, then answered honestly. "Everything. Where I've been, where I'm going." Their eyes met, held in the muted glow of the cabin lights. Elina's gaze was curious, unafraid, and it lingered on Maya's face. "Maybe you just need a reason to stay in one place," she said softly, her words hitting Maya with surprising force. Maya's heart beat a little faster. It had been years, maybe forever, since anyone had looked at her like that, not just as a passing face in a crowded terminal, but as someone worth knowing. There was something so grounded in Elina, something real amidst Maya's life of endless flights and fleeting smiles. She felt a spark of connection she hadn't realized she was missing. Later in the flight, after a routine check of the cabin, Maya found Elina waiting for her in the galley again. The soft glow of the service lights illuminated her thoughtful expression. "Couldn't sleep?" Maya asked, her voice barely a whisper, careful not to disturb the sleeping cabin. Elina shook her head. "Not when my mind's awake." They stood there for a moment, closer than before, the steady hum of the engines filling the space between them. Maya could feel the warmth radiating from Elina's body, could smell the faint, lovely trace of her perfume. The air grew thick, charged with an unspoken tension, fragile yet electric. "Do you ever get lonely up here?" Elina asked, her voice gentle, her eyes searching Maya's. The question was simple, but it cut right to the heart of Maya's existence. "All the time," Maya admitted, the confession slipping out before she could stop it. "But right now, not so much." Elina took a slow, deliberate breath, and her eyes dropped to Maya's lips. The gesture was subtle, hesitant, a silent question hanging in the air, waiting for an answer, for permission. Maya didn't speak. She didn't need to. In that quiet, suspended moment, thousands of feet above the world, she gave her answer by simply staying still. Leaning in, their lips met in a kiss that was impossibly tender. It started soft, a gentle exploration, then deepened into something more, a shared confession carried on the silence of the night sky. The world outside was nothing but a vast expanse of stars and clouds, but inside that tiny galley, it felt as if gravity itself had shifted, pulling them together. When they finally, reluctantly, pulled apart, a shy smile graced Elina's lips. "Was that," she whispered, a playful glint in her eyes, "against flight regulations?" Maya let out a soft laugh, a sound of pure relief and happiness. "Only if the captain finds out," she whispered back. The rest of the flight passed in a beautiful, dreamlike haze. Between serving late-night drinks and checking on passengers, they exchanged fleeting glances, secret smiles, small, bright sparks that promised something new, something exciting, something perhaps worth breaking a few rules for. Each look was a silent conversation, a reaffirmation of the connection they had just discovered. As dawn began to break on the horizon, painting the sky in shades of pink and orange, the plane started its descent over the glowing lights of Paris. The city looked like a carpet of jewels spread out below them. Maya turned to Elina, a newfound confidence in her voice. "You free after we land?" Elina grinned, her eyes sparkling with the same excitement Maya felt. "Depends. Are you buying breakfast?" Maya nodded without hesitation. "Croissants and coffee my treat." It was a simple offer, but it felt like the beginning of everything. When the plane touched down smoothly on the runway, the cabin began to stir with life. Passengers gathered their belongings, completely unaware of the quiet, beautiful love story that had just bloomed behind the galley curtain. Maya watched as Elina helped an elderly traveler with her luggage, her kindness effortless and genuine. And in that moment, for the first time in a very long time, Maya realized she didn't want this journey to end. She didn't want to say another goodbye. Maybe, she thought, love wasn't about finding someone on the ground. Maybe, just maybe, it was waiting for you in the sky, in the most unexpected of places. As they stepped off the plane and into the crisp Parisian morning, their hands brushed against each other, a deliberate, lingering touch. The city of love felt like the perfect backdrop, the true beginning of a story that, Maya knew with absolute certainty, wouldn't need wings to stay aloft. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. See you next time.